God damn, I had to delete some goddamn videos. My fucking memory just got full in the middle of me going motherfucking in. But for the most part, yeah, I left off at talking about your spirit being too much attached or clinging on to a shape and form or another person's spirit. It's going to automatically cause frustration. Now, when you're talking about a relationship, you are sharing your space with another person's spirit. You are sharing your spirit with someone else's spirit. So make sure you are spiritually connected. Now, we are in a society right now where we're so deluded and we're so led into other areas that don't even represent our true state of being, to the point that we end up creating goals and we end up having dreams that's actually not even ours. So for the most part, we end up having external goals and external dreams that don't even resonate with what we supposed to be in as far as our own nature. So a lot of times we may have been raised or we may have been led to believe that this certain person or this certain place or thing is what you're supposed to reach to do in life, or what you and these were made to look like accomplishments. Well, really, they are illusions, but they are made to look like accomplishments. And a lot of times when you go through your whole life trying to get these things, you start to realize that these things wasn't accomplishments. They're just burdens. They're just responsibilities that you got to uphold. And a lot of times it can become a spiritual hounding on you, a spiritual burning on you, a spiritual weight on you, to the point that you can't freely fly. And then you will end up doing a bunch of dumb stuff, a bunch of stupid stuff within your relationship, just to get out of the relationship without really spiritually knowing that's what you're actually doing. Like being lost in a 3D, you don't know what's going on. You think it's just life. You just think arguments every day. You just think this is what's actually just going on. You just think you just have to try harder to get along, when really it's just your spirit trying to get you to understand that you have fixated yourself in a circumstance, in a situation that don't really represent your state of being. And you may have been lost based upon a person, place, or thing, a light, a family member, or a concept, or an idea, or a friend, or your neighborhood, to make you think that that was the way to go. You see what I'm saying? So it goes very deep. So when you're sharing your space with someone else, you need to make sure that you guys are also sharing similar ideas, similar ways of going about these things. Because when you guys are sharing a space, but you guys' directions is pointing in two different areas, it can only lead into a splitting. It can only lead into a separation. It can only lead into your bubble wanting to be a part of someone else's bubble, and y'all bubbles not wanting to be a part of each other anymore. And here's the thing, depending on how much spirit, aka your spirit, create energy. So how much feelings and emotions and thoughts, aka fire and water, chakra wheels, you choose to put into the relationship, the energy, that's how much you're going to feel like your spirit, how much you put your spirit in there. Because these are spaceships, and then once your spirit go into there, your spirit go and experience that world. So it experienced that feeling and emotion and that imagination and thought that you had about what you just created. You just created that chakra, that thought and imagination, and it was backed and supported by the relationship you relating with someone else. So once you go into that body to experience that realm, right, you need to understand that if this person, you putting in energy into that relationship. Now, if you putting in more percentage of the energy than the person that you're in the relationship in with is putting into it, then for the most part, you're going to feel exhausted once the splitting happen. Because the splitting is going to happen no matter how you blind yourself, no matter how many times you get remarried. The splitting is going to happen if you're sharing your space with someone, but y'all are not sharing the similar ideas and imagination. Remind you, your space is your spirit, which is no thing. But when you have an imagination, you create a chakra, you create a will, you create a light. Pardon me. So you create an imagination. So that's a light. That's a form of direction. That's a form of a map. That's a form of a sense where you're going. Now, if you're creating imaginations that don't share the same energy elements of the person you're sharing the space with, then y'all lights is not in the same direction. They're in different directions. So, and both y'all elements that y'all make with y'all chakras may be different. Remind you, the space you was born in was in a different location in the fourth, fifth, or sixth dimension. So the chakras you started creating was different. Your natal alignment was different. You may have had the sun in this place, the moon in that place, Mercury in this place. So, you know what I'm saying? Based upon your alignment, that's how your elements and your chakra look. Then, so your direction is going in that way. And then if you share a space with someone else got a totally different direction, then for the most part, y'all lights and spaceships that y'all jumping in as a spirit is in different areas. You see what I'm saying? It's in different areas. But if y'all in a relationship, y'all in one space. So it's like y'all on one ship trying to swim or trying to direct the boat, aka the relationship, and y'all trying to relate it in two different directions. So for the most part, y'all gonna want to separate that boat. So y'all gonna want your own boat after a while, and y'all want to take the things that y'all created on this boat and put it on each side, and it's gonna slowly but surely go into that. One person's stuff is on this side, another person's parts is on this side, and depending on who put in more percentage of the relationship, right, that's gonna tilt the boat. So if you put in way more energy than this person, you got more baggage. So the boat is tilted on your side, and it's more light on this person's side. So this person got more view than you. They seeing things from a higher point of view. They can see other boats that they might want to get on, aka other relationships that may be swimming in a direction that's more favorable to their state of being. So they got more direction. But if you put in all that energy, so you're more heavy. So if the boat tilted on your side, you can't see shit. Matter of fact, you might be drowning a little bit based upon how damaged your side of the boat is, aka how much you've been emotionally damaged because of what you're putting into the relationship. So for the most part, you might be down and drowning and you can't see shit. You only see the water and shit. So you on this side getting all heavy, and the only thing you see is the boat, aka is the relationship. And this person might be seeing a relationship but seeing elsewhere also, because the boat tilted and on your side, so they're on a higher side on their side of the boat because they weren't putting in as much effort or energy into the relationship as you. So they ain't got as much baggage on there, so they're more light into where their direction want to go. And then anytime a person got more heaviness on them, they got more current within the position. So a lot of times this person may even feel like you're trying to direct the relationship in some type of way. They may even start feeling like you are a burden and you're holding them down in some type of way, because the boat is going in the direction of y'all relationship, but since you're the one anchoring it because you're putting all the effort in it, this person start to take advantage of you. So you start to be the crutch, you start to be the worrier, you start to try to be the one that try to hold things up, and the only thing you holding up is a motherfucking what they call that, unappreciative ass motherfucker. That's the only thing you holding up there. And they got their viewpoints on other shit, and you down here holding everything up, but you think you holding things up. No, you just holding up this motherfucker, ungrateful ass motherfucker. So you might need to let that motherfucker fly without a lifeguard, because 9 times out of 10, if they still on the boat, aka the relationship, they ain't got a lifeguard yet, aka they haven't even put in the 1 step or 2 steps in order to manifest another circumstance. If you was to leave them right now, that they would know what to do. They already have somewhere to go. So for the most part, sometimes you need to let these motherfuckers swim and kick them off the boat. Take your baggage and swim the boat in another direction, and they won't even have a lifeguard. You know what I'm saying? Because they still on the relationship anyway. You will know when a motherfucker already can swim, because they already swimming. It's just they keep coming back on your boat. That's how you know when a motherfucker is cheating, but they still trying to act like they're in a relationship with you. So you know the boat be empty from time to time, but every now and then this person still come back on the boat, but they somewhere else swimming. Keyword, swimming. But for the most part, of a person, you putting in all the effort, and then you just holding up this person on their end, and they looking up at everything. Sometimes you need to go ahead and say, man, fuck that, and lighten your load. And once you lighten your load, aka switch up on a motherfucker real fast, here's what happens. The boat lighten up, the side of your boat lighten up real fast. Then they was on the tip looking, but shit happened so fast, they end up falling, and they ain't had no light guard, aka you ain't give them enough, they have a lifeguard. AKA you ain't give them they monkey ass enough time to create their circumstance to get away from you, because you know that's what they was planning on doing anyway, or they wasn't into you like that anyway. And you know, a lot of times people don't even be trying to cheat, they just get into their curious state of beings. Don't even let a motherfucker do that. You know what I'm saying? Hurry up and whoop, switch the boat, let the motherfucker be like whoa 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 whoa, fall off without a motherfucking lifeguard, because you ain't get that motherfucking time. Then that motherfucker gonna be swimming back on your boat, because they gonna know what they was missing, or they gonna know that they was fucking up, or they gonna know they was too goddamn curious and their spirit was swimming somewhere in another 4th, 5th, or 6th dimension that they ain't had no business doing. And before you even allowed it to manifest in the 3rd dimension, you hurry up and lighten your load and switched up on that ass real quick, aka let the boat tip over real quick and let their ass fall over without a motherfucking lifeguard in this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? You see how that motherfucker shit work? Let that motherfucker swim and act like he about to drown, or if you are dude, let her about to drown and act like she can't swim for a little bit, and she gonna swim back in your direction. automatically because your ass didn't. You see, y'all get it? You just flip this key word, flip the script. So you got to learn how to relate in these relationships to keep the relationship going. So if your ass don't know how to jump rope and your ass think you supposed to be in a relationship based upon how you was raised or whatever gullible person put you in that state to the point that you've been manipulated by them, you need to understand this. All relationships don't run smoothly, so that ain't even the idea that you need to have on your mind. You need to know this is what you actually doing. Sharing a space with someone. So you need to actually put that into work. You need to actually already know that everything ain't gonna be smooth sailing. So start developing mental programs and subconscious awareness that you can already act on, knowing that things gonna be all right even when things at its negative state or arguing states. Therefore, you guys are already building the stability future wise, even when you're going through the present and it's kind of chaotic and shaky. Therefore, when that present become the past, you guys got something to stand on when you look back at things, and you guys can actually help other people's relationships future wise. So y'all see how this motherfucking shit work? It's actually deep in this motherfucker. So make sure when you're sharing your space, you're sharing your space with someone that share the same ideas and same direction as you also. Otherwise, things is going to start becoming a friction when y'all start creating y'all spaceships, aka different sense of directions. Y'all going to start bumping, aka bumping heads, bumping spaceships, aka y'all the physical shapes and forms that y'all in is going to start feeling frustrated around each other and going to want to start to go be around the space, aka the spiritual energy that it likes to regularly be in. And it can look like many different illusions in the third dimension, aka a person, place, or thing that don't represent you. So shit, a lot of cheating may go on. Now, also, this is what you want to pay attention to when you're sharing your space with someone else. Also, you know what I'm saying? You want to make sure y'all are becoming one space. Always become one space. So y'all got to know the position that y'all have within the space, because once y'all become one space, that one space, both of y'all spaces become bigger. So now y'all got room to understand each space. So now y'all got to understand both state of beings. Therefore, within the space, y'all know how to move around with each other, and y'all don't be crossing under each other, and then for the most part, y'all start to feel like y'all smothering each other, and y'all need to separate y'all space. So you don't want to actually get like that. If you are going to be considering a relationship, you need to be considering becoming one space. That's what I'm saying. Y'all got to be into the same things. If y'all not into the same things, it's never going to be a smooth sailing. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. Or develop concepts and spaceships that can blend the two different directions that y'all have together, because y'all may just have truly different natal alignments, aka by nature y'all might be from the same soul group, so y'all automatically connected, but the motherfucking shit that y'all doing in the third dimension is too different. Like y'all family backing, the direction y'all need to go is too different. So for the most part, if you are connected in that way, try to create some type of spaceship that y'all can have that connects y'all. Therefore, when y'all go in y'all both directions, y'all got that center spaceship that's anchoring both of y'all, that's still going as far as where the relationship need to go. So both of y'all can do what y'all do, but y'all ain't doing nothing but adding to the center relationship, the ship, and selling it to the right direction. You see what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. So this is the only reason why cheating start to happen. Because a person finds another person who they are an example of the energy signature that this person wants to experience at the moment, because they have got too fixated into a space that they were sharing with another, and the space that they're sharing with another is not the stuff that y'all both creating, aka what y'all manifesting within that space, isn't necessarily on the same accord, on the same frequency vibrations. Y'all could both be sharing a space. One person frequency could be up here, another person frequency could be down here. So once y'all start vibrating on that frequency, y'all start to manifest circumstances and situations, aka non-physical, and then the physical of it, of the energy, the shapes and forms out of it, aka the shit that y'all create within the space that y'all sharing is not mixing mingling with each other. One person's shapes and forms might be up here, another person's shapes and forms might be down here. So one person might be experiencing this type of energy, this person experiencing this type of energy, and y'all bringing two totally separate energies to home, aka to the center space, aka to the relationship, the spaceship that y'all both supposed to be on. So that's when shit start to get outweighed. That's when y'all start have to move shit around, aka conversate. one of the reasons why relationships fail today is due to lack of communication. So once y'all not communicating based upon y'all being in y'all own spaces too long, shit start to get very chaotic. So the metaphysics behind marriage, you don't never want to put yourself in a situation where you let someone else have authority over your relationship, aka that's letting another spirit and another organization, aka constellation, control the direction of the path of your relationship. And a lot of times the direction that they want to point it in be into a motherfucking negative area. So when I say they in this area, I'm talking about the people who have took over the laws when it comes to actually being in a relationship with someone on paper or legally. You see what I'm saying? Those group of spirits that's controlling that and came from motherfucking Pleiades, you know what I'm saying? Those are a lot of Pleiades spirits, and a lot of spirits that work in the Galactic Federation of Light. A lot of Libra scale, the scales of Libra, not the Libra that's a part of our ecliptic, but the Libra that's a part of the outside ecliptic and the Riga and all that shit. Those constellations, a group of beings from there, you know what I'm saying? Group of beings from motherfucking Palace, you know what I'm saying, Pallas Athena, the motherfucking asteroid. A lot of beings from these energy signatures have came down and took shapes and forms in the third dimension within this being that we live in right now, Aries through Pisces, the light bearer constellation, right? And have took over the energy signature of the relationship. So they want to control that energy signature itself. You need to know the relationship is an energy on its own. It's exclusive to us portraying that energy. But us relating to each other, we're participating in that energy. But that's just what our spirit's doing, period. You know what I'm saying? But down here, we done created many different ways and logics and shapes and forms on how to play out that energy signature in itself. But the relating energy signature itself is just us moving around our spaces, our spirits, relating our spirits with each other so we don't cross each other's paths. But when you get into a relationship, that's you sharing your space with someone else, sharing your spirit with someone else. So you have to do a composition and a synastry, aka energy and synastry mixed together. That's synergy, and learn how to relate with someone else and become one with someone. Synergy. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, you become a composition, and both of y'all energies blend into one, and then y'all become an entity itself. But see, relationships today, y'all not seeing entities. Y'all seeing a relationship, aka two people who's relating, but they have nothing to relate to each other with. So two people who don't, so y'all seeing a relationship with two people who don't have anything to relate to about. And based upon society, that's what they put here for y'all. So they may have a particular way of how they like the relationship to play out based upon how that energy is being played out in that location. Then they utilize y'all as batteries and things of that nature, because when y'all play out those characteristics, y'all giving off y'all signature to that energy. So now y'all playing out certain characteristics and roles that they want to participate in based upon the location and the society and the government that you're ruled in, and based upon that Galactic Federation of Light, that's how they want to correlate. That's how they want y'all to structure the relationship energy itself in order to keep the body or the routine or the organization or the organs running of the body that y'all are in. So for the most part, you need to understand how to rule your relationship the way you rule it, aka find somebody who correlate with you, who match your state of being regardless of the natal chart. And the natal chart is just going to help you align with each other. So if y'all got a lot of disagreements, learning y'all astrological natal readings will help y'all, and synastry chart will help y'all learn how to balance each other out so you guys could come even more effective. You see what I'm saying? And therefore, motherfucker, relationships can become that much stronger because everybody will have their own sense of relationship because they know what they want and they know what their worth is within a relationship. So therefore, by subconsciously, they end up by default manifesting a relationship for them. And that's for everybody, and not what a relationship quote unquote supposedly be based upon a society and what people is doing on spirits based upon peer pressure. And pressure busts pipes. That's why relationships end. Because all that peer pressure that you went into it, the pressure that was on your spirit, bust that pipe, aka that form you was in, that false marriage. Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air, Let's find your soul group out this motherfucker.